galaxies expand, where Helldivers unite. A beacon shines bright, piercing the darkest of night. An SOS across the stars, a call of bats, awaiting Xbox legends on your backs. From Master Chief to the oldest teams, their combat prowess puts us all at ease. For Super Earth, their valor soon to be beckoned, with Spartan strategy, a force to be reckoned.
Soon to be expanded upon Liberation Fleet. That was Xbox SOS by Endless Taverns, who has since published another epic banger on the top news of tonight, which I will play tomorrow for your listening pleasure. Yes, indeedy, we're getting reinforced, boys. Today, negotiations with the Sony and Microsoft megacorps on Super Earth concluded, and those on the Xbox platform will be joining us in the Liberation Fleet. Between this decision and the recent region unlocking, barring a few exceptions, all of Earth and Super Earth is now rallied against the forces of tyranny. The new recruits will declare for duty on the 26th of next month, so we've got 54 days to sharpen our skills, fill out those arsenals, and put on a show. We don't want the kids raised on Call of Duty and Gears of War to think that we're just a bunch of bozos playing around out here, do we? They're already going to be freaking out bad enough as is on the bug front. However, I do have to give respect to the ODSTs, the grandpas of the orbital drop field. They've been doing this longer than I've been alive, and to them I imagine running a hellpod to the surface of some liberty-forsaken planet is going to feel like slipping into an old pair of comfortable boots. Now, I'm certain that you have noticed that my upload schedule is starting to slow down again. No, I am not suffering from burnout, crash out, or unpatriotic Illuminate mind control again, but something far more interesting. Putting aside the persona of the radio angel for a moment to speak on a real-life matter. I am finally moving out of the American Deep South. Now hold your horses there. While it does feel great to finally be escaping this place and see the success of Major Order Operation Help Pandera move somewhere decent, there's actually an awful lot of work that still needs to be done. For those of you in my audience out there who actually like living in a place like this, by all means, you can have it and I commend your fortitude. I could go on and on and on about all the things that I have come to detest about living in this part of the world, but I only have so much airtime before the Ministry of Truth tracks my pirated satellites down and places them laser tag, and I'm sure that you all have other stuff to do. The casual bigotry I felt is probably the worst, though, just in case you want to go reasons. Anyway, what is going to end up happening is that I will be finishing out next week's broadcasts, and then I'll be packing up my essentials. Broadcast studio material, my workstation, Mercy's travel AI core, my vast arsenal of democratically infused weaponry. You know, traveling light, that sort of thing. As of Friday of next week, that is the 11th, by the way, I will be taking one of the longest breaks of my broadcast career, lasting all the way until the 28th. Because my loving husband is treating me like a cat who just found her forever home and wants me to adjust to my new surroundings before I fling myself back into work. Sweetie, please, I defended Crimsica on no less than a dozen occasions. I was at the creek and survived. I defended Super Earth and lived to tell the tale. But I do love being doted upon, as I am still a cat, so I will allow this. However, this also means that I am going to have to work that much harder to catch up on all these plot lines and voice acting gigs that I am woefully behind upon. Yeah, it's fine. I don't need to sleep until the 11th. I'm strong. I've got anime and democracy on my side. Speaking of which, it is well past time to touch base with Master Chief over on LVS-23. Last I heard, his team was still trying to disable those blasted ion cannons, but you know how long these liberation campaigns can take. When you don't have the Liberation Fleet behind you, sometimes it does take a while, especially considering that these Illuminate necromancers can just grab the dead, dust them off, wire them back into a fresh suit of combat armor, and you end up killing the same fluffing overseer 4, 5, 6, 7 times before that walking bag of compost gets the message. In other news, well, I had completely forgotten about news from the Galactic Sphere and the new major order that came down. Feels like I am just running behind on everything these days, so let's read the words. The words from the brass on what they want you to do next. To meet popular demand and projected force requirements for total galactic security, the Federation has passed the Freedom to Serve Act, funded by a temporary planetary defense gratitude tax. Yes, nothing more permanent than a temporary government tax, am I right? Liberty knows that we in the Angels Refuge don't gotta put up with this. Just FYI, funds have been allocated to greatly expand the Super Destroyer fleet, thereby increasing the size of the active Helldiver force. In accordance, a mandatory volunteer... What? Wait, hold on. A mandatory volunteer... Oh, God. I think my mind just collapsed. Recruitment drive has now commenced in population centers, schools, and veterans hospitals. Mandatory volunteer... What does that even mean? Do they even proofread these? They won't even lie to you well anymore. It's the ultimate insult. My impending death by imminent brain aneurysm aside, High Command has therefore authorized construction of a new state-of-the-art Helldiver training facility on Zegama Paradise. You know, I've always wanted to go there. This facility will offer the exact same best-in-class elite training that has effectively and safely trained our Helldivers for decades. How many rookies you want to bet getting mulched during the sentry gun test? Those things always get everyone at least once. A critical need for this endeavor is the acquisition of sufficient live-fire training assets. Helldivers, liberate the specified terminated planets to enable follow-on teams to capture fully grown specimens from these worlds at a 67% lower casualty rate than would otherwise be expected. Additionally, breeding programs require the acquisition of 50 million terminid samples to safely raise subsequent generations of terminids for use in safe future training. Okay, when I read the word breeding program before, I had an entirely different idea. One that my husband and I were going to have lots of fun practicing. This sounds significantly less enjoyable. What? I might not swear on air, but that doesn't mean I can't have a filthy mind from time to time. It's a healthy marriage. Anyway, the construction of a new and exactly the same training facility to replace the tragic loss of the Mars site will ensure that the Helldivers remain the most elite fighting force in galactic history, now and always. Nice Starship Troopers reference at the end there. Good job, well done. You lie very well, Ministry of Truth. So this next major order will last another 4.5 days, concluding 8:30 a.m., July 8th, Super Earth Eastern Standard Democratic Time, and has the following victory conditions. Liberate Haren and Gatria, and successfully extract with 50 million terminid common samples. Alright everyone, this sounds like a pretty standard bug hunt. You know what to do and how to do it. So let's get some armor filthy to go along with my filthy mind. Yeah, actually, you know what? Hurry to your task. I'll be along shortly. I've got to go hunt down my handsome Eagle pilot for that special program that I had in mind.